Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my kind of weekly review of Z Nation. I know I've been a little bit spotty with doing that. This past Friday when this episode aired, of course, it was the day after Thanksgiving, and I actually had to go travel a little under 2 hours with my girlfriend to go visit her family for a second Thanksgiving. So I wasn't able to watch this episode and review it the night of, but I did watch it today. And, I still am going to try to at least get a review out at some point for each episode from this point on, but I can't always guarantee it's going to be the night of, because a lot of times my girlfriend's over and she's not caught up and stuff like that, so it is what it is. But, so this week we've seen Season 2, Episode 12, which was entitled Party with Zeros. With zeros? With the zeros? I forget. With the zeros, okay. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but, it's whatever. And, overall I thought it was a pretty enjoyable episode, I wouldn't say it was the most entertaining one to me this season, but it did do a lot as far as the actual story goes. Of course, we meet this, we get more into the Zeros group, who we've seen, a couple times here and there over the season. Scorpio, we see, at least I think that's what his name is, but, like the main Mexican guy who was using the bazooka earlier and stuff like that. We see more about his group, and we meet that whole society they have set up there that's connected to the cartel and things like that. And we meet, like, the female leader of them. And, it's, of course it's silly, it's over the top, but, it's still pretty, entertaining, I guess. But the big thing about this episode is that we find out for sure that... Let me see something real quick. I feel like I'm pronouncing this guy's name wrong. Let me just check on that. Escorpion? I don't know. Again, the main Mexican dude. We see that he is actually the one who killed Vasquez's, wife and daughter. We see a flashback of that. Vasquez recognizing the tattoo, and from that point on, he's trying to make this whole assassination attempt on him. And before I get into what ended up happening with that, this episode had a different camera style. They had a different way of shooting the scenes and stuff like that, which actually seemed to look more professional than it usually does. It looked more like a movie, actually, so I really like the camera work in this episode. And also we run into Dr. Kurian again, and, it turns out he's been working with the Zeros, and, when they deliver Murphy, they're praising Murphy and stuff like that, the whole group and stuff, and, the Murphy, of course, and they take him to Dr. Kurian to, develop a vaccine, using his blood, but little do they know Dr. Kurian is actually doing it to make, sort of like these hybrid things that we've seen all season, which he demonstrates with Murphy and stuff like that. And the episode ends on a hell of a cliffhanger too. And the rest of the group is sort of forced into a situation where, as usual, they kind of have to play along with this group before they make their escape attempt, or until something goes wrong. So there's a formula to the show, but this is one of the main points of the season, so it's going to go longer than just an episode. And, so we see Warren, Addie, 10K, Doc, and the rest of them, they get cleaned up and stuff, and they get, in some nicer, sleekier, outfits and stuff like that, so that was kind of funny. There's not, really much else going on besides what I just talked about. Of course, Addie's walking around, waiting for Warren's word, and then when Vasquez actually ends up making his attempt on, to kill a guy, and it comes from behind him with his gun, Addie stops him, and then they all think he is trying to kill their queen. Of course he wasn't, and, Vasquez is then tortured and stuff like that. And, I was sort of wondering, when he was being tortured, why he didn't just tell the guy he is trying to kill him. And, to have him remember, his face and stuff like that, what he did and things like that. True, Vasquez might have been killed at that point if he just told the guy, but still, I don't know. I know it'll be put out there at some point, though. And, you have to get Warren, stopping him from killing a guy, because if he just killed the guy there, it would have, broke out into chaos, and it probably would have just tore the situation, the whole scenario down right then and there with everyone. And, of course, Warren, you can tell she has feelings for Vasquez. I'm sure we'll see something more of that this season. And, of course, it ends with Vasquez being basically the guinea pig, or, the guy Kieran's going to demonstrate the H1Z1 injection with, in front of the Queen to see the effect it has. And the episode cuts off right as Neil's about to go into his neck. So do I think he's going to be injected with it? Most likely something's going to stop it. But at the same time, if he does get injected, I think it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens with him. If anything, I think he'll turn into another Cassandra. But I think there might be a case where he actually will be able to, come back with himself a little bit. But we'll see. I do think something's probably going to end up stopping it, though. But, it's a good little cliffhanger until or this week's episode, I should say. But, yeah, not really much else to talk about. Like I said, I like the way it was shot. I like that they established that it was a Scorpio guy who killed his wife and daughter. It feels like they're building to, a climax for the end of the season and stuff. So, really, episode 13, 14, 15. I think we're getting a 16th episode, I'm not sure, though, but only a few more left this season. And once the season is over, I plan on doing a top 5 characters video, my top 5 favorite characters, so that should be good, right? So, yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I enjoyed it. Not one of my favorites, really, though, but, it was a, good one for Z Nation quality wise, I guess. Later today I'll be putting out my Dexter and Deb tribute, so be on the lookout for that. And so add me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, look for me on Spoil the Dead. Oh yeah, and follow me on Movie If I Like It. I still get mixed up sometimes. But catch you guys next time, and peace.